Sure. Let's see. Isa Fatma was doing a one-woman play called Dirty Packy Lingerie. She's been doing it for a decade, basically. Yay, Isa. She's not here. And one day on her birthday, Iman Zawari, the director, was walking down somewhere in New York and saw that her play was playing. And then she walked in, she watched it, and was blown away. Basically, right after the show, she goes, "Oh, this is so amazing! We should make a movie together." And Isa was like, "Sure." And then for the next 4 years, they were creating the script. I believe, Yasmin, you were brought in somewhere around year 1 of that process. And then around year 4, Amanda and I, we went to film school together. And she said, "Hey, Paul, I'm going to be shooting my movie. You want to help out?" And I go, "Yeah, sure." But I had seen Isa's play, and it was indeed phenomenal. For someone who was neither Pakistani or Muslim or a woman, you could just relate. She was so good at it, and so it was an easy choice for me to participate. We shot the movie. Jesse is a student of man, and we were on set, and I had told Jessie, from the very beginning, "You're going to wind up editing this," and she goes, "Oh no, I'm just a student." We did pickups, and that's when Roy came along, and then not too long after that, Mohammed came along to help us out, of course. And here we are, and we're at Newport Film Festival, and tomorrow we'll win the lottery or something.
Or hopefully the audience award.
Yeah, hopefully.
Remember the upper left-hand corner. Just tear that off. So, 4 years to write this film. Tell us what that was like, that whole process, since you were involved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you were there.
Okay. Well, I can take a look at it or share my experience from seeing them, meeting them actually here at King Coffee in Newport for the first time nearly 8 years ago. And you meet these two women that nothing was going to stop them 8 years ago. And they knew where they were headed. They had good hearts and amazing skill. And as an American Muslim woman who happens to be a lawyer and got the fortune of becoming an associate producer here, it was such a valuable moment in history to just see them work through all the intricacies of production and the writing and COVID and shutdowns and going back to production and everything that you guys, saw day-to-day basis. And then this being the result and allowing this more nuanced and authentic and joy-inducing story at the end of it. And if I may just I have a 6-year-old daughter who's seen this movie now twice, and she'll tell you her favorite part is when Sam quits her job. She's like, "That is my favorite part." And for somebody like her, who's also an American Muslim, Egyptian, growing up here with her big curly hair, for her to be able to see something that looks familiar, sounds familiar, feels familiar, and is so American, allows her to hopefully live that fearless, joyful sense of self, I hope, as she grows. And this being the base of it, it's just, the sky's the limit. And I thank all of you for making that possible, and especially Iman and Isa for just writing such a magnificent piece that makes me still laugh to this day.
That's great. I'm just going to add that I had a chance. I noticed the Concordia Forum was something that was acknowledged early on, and that's where I met Azza and Iman, and also for 40 years ago or so, and that was a concept. But honestly, the wit that comes with this, the truth, the authenticity that stems from this. We've got many people from that part of the world that even look at it and say, wow. Sometimes if you don't laugh at yourself, so I feel this is a tremendous effort to humanize and being seen not as the Muslim terrorist, but the Muslim, we have our issues and we laugh about them, and I think this is a true, authentic story that we hope will be appreciated by the audiences, and we hope we will win the award. Who knows? Thank you.
No, I just want to say, echoing everybody, and this has been a labor of love for most of us. We've been working for so many years, and this is our 4th time screening in California, right? 4th or 3rd or 4th? So just so you know what has happened before this screening, we've been to 10 festivals, I am proud to say, as one of the producers, we won 7 awards out of the 10 festivals so far. Not that we just do it for the awards, but it is something to say that people are hungry for this kind of content, an untold story, and we are not competing with any other film. We're expanding the market. This is something that's unseen, that I've heard from programmers as well. So here we are, traveling with the film and trying to make our best with it, and for all Americans, you know, told from one perspective, but for everyone. So,
Thank you. Questions? Wow.
don't be shy. There you go.
Question? Okay, go ahead.
Any plans for distribution? Has anybody purchased this, or I don't know the right terminology?
Any plans for distribution is the question.
Yes, we sold it for $100 million. No, there's quite a bit of interest, but we haven't gotten to the next stage yet. We actually were holding in post the film for a while because it's a feel-good comedy, and we were waiting to the end of the COVID to catch this wave. Part of the game is that, obviously. So we have interest from several distributors, had several meetings, but we want better options. So we will continue with the festival and raise the market value of the film through critics and hopefully awards. And with word of mouth, by the way. And may I interject, there's a website called imdb.com. If you search for Americanish there on the top right corner, there's a voting section for you guys, for the audiences beyond the festival. Whether you like it or not, whatever you want to put there, that helps us a lot, and distributors do look at that. So you can help us that way.
Yes, sir.
Great job. What kind of reaction you got from non-Muslim, non-Arabs to watch the movie?
What was the reaction from non-Muslims and non-Arabs?
It's always been positive. Like, for example, I am a Thai American, and we showed this in Cincinnati. And first, I met this Thai man who, same background as me, former aerospace engineer, now in film, and he was going, "Thank you so much for making this movie, because now I can show my in-laws what it's like to be an immigrant." And what was really interesting to me to see was how, you know, despite people making a very specific movie about themselves, it becomes so universal for everyone else, because we can, you know, the more specific you are, the more, you know, universal it is for, of an appeal it is. So, you know, that was really a strong moment for me. And we had a lot of moments like that. So, remarkably positive.
And this was one of the favorite movies of our programming team, and we're all different ethnic backgrounds. This movie transcends that. Other questions? Yes, sir.
Are you going to be showing this across the country, like you said, in Cincinnati? Do you have plans to show in like other cities like Dallas, Houston?
What other places is this going to be shown?
Yeah, it's already been shown in a lot of states already, and ahead of us, before mid-November, we have another 15 different locations, so quite a few. You can follow us on americanishfilm.com or Instagram or Facebook, but we are going everywhere. We don't have yet plans of going across the sea, across the ocean, to reach more global audiences, but currently we're marketing within domestic territory.
The reason I ask is if you can let us know your schedule, then we can tell our friends in other parts of
Okay.
the cities that look, this movie's coming to the store and support this.
So I'm
It should
proud
be
to
on
say
the website, right?
it's on the website, but tomorrow we're actually screening in Seattle at Tasvir, so you can please yell as loud as you can about that screening. And then right after that, we're screening in Savannah, Georgia. So those are the two screenings that we have ahead of us. I'm blanking now, but we have another 13.
Fort Lauderdale.
Thank you.
Fort Lauderdale. We'll be in Florida for 4 days in November. So I think the first screening is November 8th.
Yeah.
And then November 6th, and
We're back in LA again.
we're back in LA again.
And then we go to Hawaii.
Then we go to Hawaii.
Let me go with Hawaii.
Nice.
For fun.
But if you can check our website, the list is always growing every day. So
Is it Netflix or Amazon Prime? Is that something is that in the works or?
Stay tuned.
stay tuned.
Other questions? Yes.
It's not a question, it's a comment, and it was an exceptionally good film to watch. It was enjoyable, very poignant at times, and it made me think of my big fat greek wedding that brought me to my deliberate
Thank you.
Thank you.
What would Iman say if she heard this?
Iman would say thank you. She would say that was actually, when we worked on the film, that was one of those movies that really helped us anchor kind of our pacing and all the different like tonal beats to hit. So that was that was definitely great.
How difficult was it to get George Wendt to play that character?
It wasn't that hard, actually. Like, you know, he basically read it, and, you know, we offered him a fairly modest amount. And he goes, yeah, sure, let's do it. And he, you know, I love Cheers, because,
Yeah.
you know, I'm old. And, and he was as gracious as you would expect him to be. He was great.
That's great. That's great. Other questions? Yes, in the back.
I have not visited Pakistan.
No, I don't.
No.
We're not representing everybody here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, the writer is Pakistani, and you know she. I very much assume that she's been to Pakistan.
Yeah. Her family also has
Yeah.
been there, yeah.
So.
But I think this is as much as the, I mean, if I may just,
This is not so much the Pakistani family as much as the Pakistani-American family. I mean, this is, I think, where the youth may relate more to this film than, you know, we all would. It's just that it's the American Pakistani, the American Muslim identity, where we all kind of, the reason I love this film is, you know, some of the comments where you're black and Muslim, I mean, really? Majority of Muslims in the United States, so, you know, more than 1/3 are African Americans. It's just that is not known else in the world, and maybe not known here in the U.S. There's so many subtle facts in there that you just kind of, the film shows you a little bit on politics, plays a little bit on comedy, plays a little bit on ethnicity, and I think it's right for the times. This is, you know, different flavors are there, and it's authentic, and that's what I love about being authentic American. So, and there's one other thing. There's an American proverb that I really love, and I want to just relate to that. The proverb goes to say, "The hunter will always be glorified until such time that the lion can write." All of us hear the stories of the lions and what they did and what they achieved, but those lions are sitting there just being, killed all over, massacred. And this is kind of a chance for us as minorities in the United States, telling our stories and being out there. And this is we're proud to be associated with this production. So please help us with, if you like the film, please vote. Use those coupons you have. We need to get this message out. It only gets out and distributors get involved only if they see there is interest from the audiences. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. And thank you guys for making a great movie.
Thanks to Newport Film Festival for programming us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.